Howdy and welcome to this League 2 match preview. This one is for us Grimsby Town. We're at home tomorrow afternoon, at home to a very tough opponent in Crewe, Alexandra. And we're going to crack on straight with this video and we're going to talk about the team's last 5 results. As we know, Morecambe, we played Morecambe on the opening day and we got a clean sheet with a 2-0 win at Morecambe, while Crewe got a disappointing 3-0 home defeat to Plymouth. So it was a bit of a disappointing start for them. We then got a 1-1 draw, obviously, with Bradford after that late goal by James Hansen. But they did bounce back. Crewe bounced back with a 2-1 win at Oldham Athletic. We then got the 1-0 defeat to Forest Green, a late defeat. Then they went on and won 1-0 at home to Walsall. We had that dramatic 2-2 draw with Colchester after that, while they went on and won 2-1 at Crawley. Another tough place to go, another great win for David Artell's side. We then went on and beat their local rivals 5-2 Port Vale. They lost 1-0 at very tricky Newport County. And we obviously last weekend got the 3-1 win over Walsall, and they got a impressive home win 2-1 against Bradford City. As you can see, both teams have had a very solid start of the season and a very decent start of the season. As you can see, that it's going to be one, I think, with quite a few goals in it, or some goals in it, that's for sure. We've both got good attacking intended players. I think it's going to be one of these games that it's probably who's going to defend the best as to who gets this game. So, it's going to be tough on the first game of September in the league. So we will have to wait and see what happens there. Another big thing this is it's third versus fourth. Crewe in third plays Grimsby in fourth. And what we're going to do now, we're also now going to talk about the ones to watch. They're both strikers. For us, obviously, everyone will be looking towards James Hansen. He's already scored 5 goals this season and he's got 2 assists. James has been absolutely on fire. He looks like he has a point to prove. And at 32, I think he does. And he feels as though, Grimsby is a good fit for him, and we believe we're a good fit for James as well. Solid player. I'm just surprised that he wasn't in the running for Player of the Month. Everybody else in and around him have got Player of the Month or are in the Player of the Month running, but James, for some reason, has missed out. And I can't see what's made everyone else around him get in, sort of like Michael Rose at Mansfield. Was fantastic. But how did Michael get in and James didn't? We don't know the criteria that they look for, but there we go. And so that'll be interesting to know. But if he keeps on going, I'm sure he'll get many of those awards. And one of the main people I want to mention at Crewe, their man to watch is Chris Porter, who already this season has scored 3 goals in the 5 games so far that's been played, but 2 in the 2-1 win that they got at Bradford. He scored both of those. So maybe Hansen's been far more spread, but at the same time, both equally as effective. I think it is going to be a battle. Probably Chris Porter more or less going to be going up against Ludwig Oman, and Hansen against any of Crewe's back 4. But it's going to be an interesting tussle. Who's got the better striker? We'll find out tomorrow afternoon. Now we'll move on to the previous meetings between Crewe and Grimsby. An interesting array of results, shall we say, over the years. over the last couple of years since we've met back in Football League. We'll start with the first return when we first got back into the league in 2017. February 11th, 2017. We went to Crewe, and well, you don't really want to know the result to this. It was atrocious. It ended up being Crewe 5, Grimsby 0. We did get our revenge though. Going into the following season, the 17-18 season, we played them at home and we won by a goal to 0. The following game, I was at on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day of 2018, we played them and lost Crewe 2, Grimsby Town 0. And then we go into October, where we went back to Crewe and lost again by 2 goals to 0. And we were there. And what's funny about Crewe, and I'm going to say they've got one of the best named stands I've ever heard of. You actually, where we were seated, where I was seated, and my friend that went with me, we actually sit in the ice cream van stand. I've just got a sudden joy when I hear that. The ice cream van. I've never heard of a stand quite like it. The only thing I'm disappointed about is you don't get given ice cream, which really does disappoint me. But it's a cracking little ground, and actually, as far as I know, they don't have a scoreboard. In fact, what we got to see was the clock. You actually have a clock there, but I don't see any scoreboard at Crewe. Maybe that's the ambiance of Crewe. But a very, very nice ground nevertheless, but just a bit disappointed about the lack of ice cream and lack of scoreboard. We did get them back on the final day of last season, and we won by 2 goals to 0. Harry Davis and Joe Grayson got the 2 goals on that day, and it was interesting for Harry Davis, with him being a former Crewe defender. So it was a big result for Harry, and obviously for us to finish the season on a little bit of a high. I think everyone forgets the impact that Joe Grayson did have when he got a little bit running the team at the end of last season. The previous formations that I think both teams like to play this formation. They both played 4-3-3 in their last fixtures. Obviously, our 3 will be James Hansen, Moses Ogbu, and Matt Green. So you'll have Ogbu and Green going down the wings and Hansen in the middle. Obviously, everyone's saying, we want to get old because everyone will know, that you're going to be aiming for Hansen most of the time with long balls. I agree, it might get predictable, and at times I think Grimsby can be predictable. But I think the one thing that Hansen has got, he's got the power to outshift most opposing defenders. It's going to be an interesting tussle for Crewe and how they're going to approach it. I think it's going to be an attacking game. It's going to be a good game. This could have a game with good football in it and plenty of chances, I believe, because both teams like to go with it. We've actually scored 14 goals to their 7, 13 goals to their 7. I mean, that's about half. They've scored half the amount of goals, but they've been just as effective. So we can't take Crewe lightly, and I don't think Jolly will. I mean, coming off the Scunthorpe Trophy defeat, which I didn't review, yes, I was a bit stunned really. But again, we showed our fight there against Scunthorpe. But I think that Crewe is going to be, as Jolly said in his interview, probably the toughest game we've had this season. And I think in the way of quality, I think that it will be. I think that our defence will get tested tomorrow, and I mean severely tested. I think our front boys and the midfield, Hessenthaler, Whitehouse, and everyone else that goes in there, Hewitt, and they're all going to be kind of a little bit under the cosh at times, because Crewe do play some real nice football. I have made a score prediction for this game, and I've gone for 3-1 to the Mariners. That may be being a bit more hopeful, but I do believe that we can beat anybody at Blundell Park. But I've also put as a side note, a draw would not be a bad result. People say, you're at home, how can a draw be a good result? You're talking about one of the teams that's made one of the strongest starts in the division. And they're going to come for it. They're going to believe that they can do it. They've been on a very similar run to us, and the confidence is high at Crewe. So, yeah, I believe we can win 3-1, but I would also say that a draw is not out of the equation. We have Anthony Coggins in charge for our game. He's never refereed at Blundell Park, so this will be his first game at Blundell Park. He did take charge of last season's loss to Forest Green, but he's never refereed at Blundell Park, so he'll find out that if he's not having a good game, believe me, with our supporters, he will find out and he will know that he hasn't had a good game. And all else I want to basically say on this video is I think it's going to be a great game, and there's going to be, I think, wave of attacks. I've said 3-1, but I said the scoreline could be anything, 5-5 probably, something like that. But also, what I want to mention on this video is the Grimsby Town ladies team. They start their season on Sunday. I'm very pleased that Grimsby have gone and decided to put a women's team together. I'm so pleased for them, and Dale, who is the manager of the women's team, there, Holston. I think he's been a good appointment. He's always positive, and hopefully the girls can have a very good first season in their respective league, and hopefully get the club some success on the field. So good luck to the girls. They start their season on Sunday. I am during the season hopefully going to go and watch one or two of their games. We'll see how we go, because it's actually at my old school, so that should be interesting. At the Oasis Academy is where they'll be playing the home games, so I'll probably nip to one or two of their games before the end of their season as well. So this is my review for the game tomorrow. What's your prediction? What's your thought on this? Do you think Grimsby can get the win? Do you think that they will? What do you think the score will be at Blundell Park? Do you think, like me, there'll be plenty of goals in it? Do you believe there'll be plenty of chances in it? Or do you think it'll be a 0-0 draw? I also want to get your opinion as well on James Hansen. Do you believe James Hansen should have been in the League 2 Player of the Month reckoning at the very least? I want to be selfish and say he should have got it. He shouldn't just be in the reckoning, he should have got it. But I also think that he should have at least been in the reckoning. So if James isn't in the reckoning, what in the world what's the criteria? what is it? You've got to basically score 15 goals or make 15 goals before he can be considered as a for player of the month. But still, that'll be a motivation to James to keep his performances high. So it's been a good start to the season. It's a busy month for Grimsby this month. There'll be plenty of these previews. I'm going to start doing a few reviews, maybe after how busy this month has been. But it's going to be a busy month for Grimsby. A possible trip to Stamford Bridge coming up near the end of the month. And I've literally just calculated that I've already seen, I believe it's 13 matches. By the end of this month, it'll be, I believe, around about 17 matches that I would have already seen Grimsby play this year, which is a startling stat for me, as I've never seen Grimsby play that many games in one season. So it's going to be busy for me, and it's going to be busy for the lads. So I will get reviews in more, but these previews are definitely going to stay. Let me know what your prediction for the game is, how you think Grimsby's first month has gone, where do you think Grimsby need to improve, sort of overall, not personnel, but where you think they need to improve as a team, and your opinion on it, and what you honestly think. And I shall be back on Monday with the cup preview, of the rearranged, as I call it, the rainwater, or the storm blundle. I think I'm going to call it the rearranged fixture between Grimsby and Macclesfield. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a preview of the game tomorrow. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to me, leave a comment, anything really, and I'll be back on Monday with a review for the rearranged game with Macclesfield. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments down below. Let's get a bit of a debate going between us Grimsby fans, and I will speak to you later on. I will see you soon, and if you're going to the game tomorrow, enjoy as much as you possibly can, and I will see you on Monday for the review, for the preview of Macclesfield and Grimsby at Blundell Park as to who gets to Stamford Bridge. The battle for the bridge, let's put it that way. So I will see you on Monday. Until then, see you later, and let's have some fun, and let's talk about some football.